Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, Waco Kitchen bails out of Florida and Michigan airport locations. Not quite a done deal. FAA Reauthorization heads to Senate floor. World Skydiving Day announced for both new and experienced skydivers. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. Waco Kitchen bails out of Florida and Michigan airport locations. To the surprise of everyone involved, Waco Kitchen shut down both airport operations with little warning and has not said much since. Lakeland Airport reported that, quote, Waco Kitchen, owned and operated by Dimor Eats LLC, which leases space on the second floor of the terminal building at Lakeland International Airport, notified officials on Monday that they will be temporarily suspending operations. Originally founded by aviation enthusiast Dieter Morsek, the Lakeland Eatery was their second following the opening of their location in Battle Creek, Michigan. Airport officials are working with Dimor Eats LLC to obtain additional details, which will be shared when available. Dimor Eats LLC entered into an agreement with the City of Lakeland on November 1, 2021, to provide food and beverage services at the airport, end quote. The Battle Creek location, next to the Waco Aircraft Factory, has also shut down at the same time and with the same lack of prior notification, making the situation feel a bit more dire as regards the possibility of a restart. In both cases, employees were given minimal notice. Reportedly a multi-million-dollar investment, the Lakeland closure is particularly surprising since LAL has recently won an airline operation that is but 2 months away from its start of service, which would have all but guaranteed an even greater customer base than the LAL location has enjoyed this far. After the break, Electra Arrow snags Eastdol Navy contract.
For over 30 years, the massive Sport Plane Resource Guide has provided expert, credible information, evaluations, and critical analysis of all that the sport aviation world has to offer. The all-new digital Sport Plane Resource Guide is coming with extensive multimedia features that are constantly updated, an even more comprehensive online guide to all things sport aviation. Available soon. www.sportplane.com.
I think it's a very important thing to share the joy and love of flying. Our customers fly to remote places. They use our products to go places that are difficult to get to. Hertz has been an excellent partner for Whip Air, just in terms of your product support, as well as keeping an eye on the market and developing new products that meet demands. And it is that shared experience and the joy of flying that brings us all back and charges all of our batteries up.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. Electra Arrow snags Eastdol Navy contract. The U.S. Navy awarded Electra Arrow a contract under their Nav Air Development Program to test out the battery-powered high-wing short takeoff aircraft for possible use. Electra has been an unusually grounded and realistic developer in the race to create electric but commercially viable aircraft, and their selection by the pragmatic Navy folk speaks to that mindset. Their Eastdol is meant to be light and capacious, capable and affordable, allowing operators to take off from minimal strips of land thanks to its electric motors. Air and Marine operations and partners disrupt cocaine smugglers. U.S. Customs and Border Protection's air and marine operations worked with partners in the Eastern Caribbean to disrupt smuggling of 2.8 tons of cocaine, denying transnational criminal organizations over $73 million U.S. dollars. A national air security operations air crew worked with multiple partners in the Eastern Caribbean to maintain observation of a suspicious vessel with 9 people on board. Later, the AMO aircrew coordinated with Joint Interagency Task Force South and U.S. Coast Guard partners for its interdiction. First delivery of Naval King Airs made. Textron's first delivery of the Beechcraft T-54 multi-engine training system has been made, handing over the first pair of up to 64 aircraft to the U.S. Navy. The aircraft is, at its core, a King Air 260 with a cool new mil-spec designation, chosen to replace the aging fleet of T-44C Pegasus aircraft. In similar fashion, those were King Air B-90s, configured for training and observation throughout the multi-engine training process. The T-54A has all the important updates that modern pilots expect, with better avionics and automation. Boeing inks deal for new manufacturing site. Boeing dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's on a deal with GKN Aerospace St. Louis and its parent company, Melrose Industries, to, quote, continue the manufacturing of critical components that support the U.S. government and its allies, end quote. The deal immediately swaps over the St. Louis site's operations to parts and equipment needed for the FA-18 Super Hornet and F-15 Eagle programs, pivoting about 550 employees there to the employ of Boeing proper. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Not quite a done deal. FAA reauthorization heads to Senate floor. After months of wrangling, an agreement has been reached on a final bill to reauthorize the FAA and the NTSB for 5 years. The legislation prioritizes investments to strengthen aviation safety standards, enhance consumer protections, advance technology and innovation, and build a modern, well-trained, safety-centric workforce. House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee Chairman Sam Graves, Republican of Missouri, Senate Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee Chair Maria Cantwell, Democrat of Washington, House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee Ranking Member Rick Larsen, Democrat of Washington, and Senate Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee Ranking Member Ted Cruz, Republican of Texas, released some verbiage upon reaching agreement on a final bipartisan, bicameral bill to reauthorize the FAA. Quote, now more than ever, the FAA needs strong and decisive direction from Congress to ensure America's aviation system maintains its gold standard. And we have reached a bipartisan, bicameral, comprehensive agreement to do just that, end quote. Quote, the FAA Reauthorization Act of 2024 is the culmination of months of work between House and Senate committee leaders, and we look forward to moving this agreement through both chambers as expeditiously as possible, end quote. After these messages, World Skydiving Day announced for both new and experienced skydivers.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/Rusty today for details.
Welcome back. World Skydiving Day announced for both new and experienced skydivers. The U.S. Parachute Association tells us that whether you have thousands of jumps or skydiving is on your bucket list, World Skydiving Day on July 13th is the perfect time to take the leap. The U.S. Parachute Association, Australian Parachute Federation, British Skydiving, and Canadian Sport Parachuting Association are thrilled to introduce the inaugural World Skydiving Day, set to take place on July 13, 2024. This exciting event aims to celebrate the unforgettable experience of skydiving while also setting the record for the most skydives on this day worldwide. USPA Executive Director Albert Berchtold said, quote, World Skydiving Day is a call to people from all walks of life to take a leap and be part of history. We invite you to experience this adventure of a lifetime. It's not just for adrenaline junkies or a distant dream on your bucket list. On July 13th, participants from around the world will set the record for the most skydives on World Skydiving Day. Those who jump out of a perfectly good airplane must submit proof of their skydive on WorldSkydivingDay.com to be counted in the world record. This includes tandem skydives as well as jumps made by licensed skydivers. Anyone who participates can order a certificate to show they were part of the World Skydiving Day record. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.